Go! Alright, my name is Justin, and I'm working on a startup. We'll start with Yelp, yeah? If you're looking for a great restaurant review, Yelp has great recommendations. If you're looking for a product review or a book review, Amazon.com has great recommendations, yeah? But if you're a small business or medium-sized business and you're looking for online service recommendations, like the best email campaign manager, so MailChimp versus Constant Contact versus iContact, the best survey tool, PollDaddy versus Wufoo versus Pollster, the best antivirus software, the best file collaboration software, the best CRM. Like, there's so many categories out there for online services, and it's only growing as we see more and more people use software as a service. We're going to try and help them find the right service for their business. So we're building a Yelp for software as a service.
Like it.
All right, cool. So things we're looking for in particular, besides your feedback, I want to know what you like, what you don't like. We'd love to, if you know of any small and medium-sized businesses, we really want to understand how they make their purchasing decisions. So how do they understand if they have a problem? How do they go about evaluating the different solutions that are out there? Who do they trust for recommendations? And whether or not they'll use their social network to ask for recommendations. And then we also, if you know anyone who's on the SaaS provider, software as a service provider side, so anyone who's providing software as a service, we want to understand how they feel about the site and what they would like to see within our functionality.
So I run my own small business, and I deal with this every single day. And I actually hired a full-time person to do this work for me, to research every option that we have when we make a decision because it was too much time for me. When I went into our CRM decision, I went out to Facebook and I asked people. And they came back, and I run a recruiting business, so it's a two-sided CRM, which might be, so Salesforce.com wouldn't be like just the answer. I'm on my third round of looking at this. So I think this is extremely valuable. Intuit, where she works, has a platform that does this for small business, but it's not very good. No offense.
Oh no, it's okay.
But this is a good idea that maybe the two of you might be able to partner up on to really get this off the ground and then present it to Intuit for them.
So Intuit does the evaluation of online services, or they do the CRM for HR people?
We have referrals out to our small business customers.
Okay.
So we would essentially be able to provide you a small business customer base. So if you develop your model and you say, oh, XYZ is great in this space, and this space, and this space, we would be able to match that information to customers who are needing those particular set of services.
So if we have an API so you can access our information, you can present it.
Well, this is a perfect type of thing. Intuit is always looking to partner and pull in new ideas and new partnerships and buyouts and things like that. So it's the total type of thing we would purchase and buy.
Terrific.
So,
good.
But yeah,
do you have to build it before you buy it?
It has to be a prototype proof of concept that's working and up and going. But we do take stuff at that level. So yeah.
I think you have a fantastic idea. Are you going to do a little bit more research on how Yelp evolved? Because there was City Search and a bunch of other stuff like that. And I think what's happening right now is that people are using social recommendations, like what you're doing. You went on there, your Facebook status, and put it in, and a bunch of people responded. Answers are starting, right? The whole answer concept, Quora, and then Hunch does it, all that kind of stuff. So how do you have that interplaying with what you're trying to do?
Great question. Okay, so a couple things that we're doing. So we're not so much following Yelp's transition as we are talking the shit out of people. We're just talking before we build anything. So I met with MailChimp today and just talked to them about what they wanted to see and asked them, do their customers ask for referrals? And so one of the big things, our very first product will actually minimize the entire concept of reviews entirely and make them just kind of like-ish. Because what we're going to test first is whether people will use their social network to ask for referrals, or whether or not they will trust referrals from their social network more. The mock-ups are all about, here's what the web says is most popular, here's what your LinkedIn profile says is most popular, here's what Facebook says is most popular, and Twitter, based on your world. So yeah, spot on, that's exactly where we're headed, instead of trying to jump in there.
So
great.
it might be the big challenge that you have is as you kind of pointed out, like the review space is very hot. There's lots of people doing reviews, and your basic pitch is that you're doing reviews for a specific vertical. And what often happens is that the more generalized, like if people really like Yelp, like people are reviewing all kinds of stuff on Yelp, and if people just started reviewing like these like software as a service on something else, that's your challenge, is to kind of like brand yourself as we're the go-to place for people who want software as a service reviews.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. So our differentiation against other review sites is that we're not so much like Yelp, where someone puts stars and then some blob of text. Because I don't know what 4 stars mean to you in terms of a CRM or email marketing system. Instead, we're going to base it all on comparisons. So if you've evaluated MailChimp, Constant Contact, and iContact, we're going to say, okay, great, just pick the icon that you like best in terms of support. Which one did you like best in terms of price? Which one for usability? Which one for feature set? And then you can write some comments if you like. If someone else comes along and says, hey, I'm looking for an email marketing service, we just ask them, what's the most important thing to you? And they're going to say, support is most important, I'm not price sensitive, right? So we'll rearrange the recommendations based on what's important to you. So does that make sense, how that's different than the stars?
Well, I think that the point is less that you do it something different, that you have to create the buzz among that community, and part of that is having just a super awesome product that everyone uses.
And that's why I was going back
just
to
like happened with Yelp.
Yeah.
But the other part is getting the people there in the first place so that they start using it and generate the buzz.
Sure, no, I appreciate it. Yeah, that's a good feedback, and hopefully we're the Bible.
How far are you guys built out? Do you have a name?
OnCompare is the name. We've got a landing page now. We've got mock-ups. We've got our team.
Can I stop you for a hot second here?
Go.
Just to make a point. So, this is fantastic. Anytime you get any degree of progress whatsoever, it could be as simple as you registered a name on GoDaddy. Please let us know. We're going to tweet that out. Everybody who follows us on Twitter, everybody who reads the blog is going to know about that. I want to make it so that this is really easy to let everybody know what you're doing. So you guys are already there, but anybody who's not quite there yet, or sort of any progress you might make here going forward, let us know. We will let everyone else know.
Appreciate it. No, that's great.
There you go.
Great.
Have you checked out focus.com?
No.
That's an interesting site, especially with, we were talking earlier about your idea of experts. Now, focus.com is associated with this startup called Tippet.
Okay.
I'm not sure that they're building focus.com for the same reasons you are.
Okay.
Tippet is a lead generation
Yep.
company. And so they're obviously kind of harvesting that user base and stuff like that to
Sure.
make sales on, that's their business model. But they do have the concept of experts and writing expert reviews and expert articles. But essentially they are still trying to push whoever's their client at some point.
Sure,
They do grab clients in the same services, and that's how they originally started, was they would get all the VoIP clients they could,
Okay.
talk to, follow up on a lead, figure out who is the best fit for them, and then sell the lead to the right company.
Gotcha.
But I mean, what you're doing is it's a higher level. You're
Sure.
doing it because it's the right way to do it, not because you're trying to make money off of who gets the
A little bit of both.
little bit. But yeah, check out Focus.com.
Yeah, focus that. Okay, great.
I really, oh,
Same time.
Question was related to monetization.
Yeah, that's great. So 3 monetization strategies. One is lead gen, so anyone we send their way. Second is advertising, a couple ways to advertise. The traditional advertising model you've seen, banner ads, sponsored ad results. Yelp does a really awesome thing. If you're looking for a Thai restaurant in an area, someone will say similar Thai restaurants to you. They've paid to put their ad there. That original Thai restaurant can pay to disable that functionality on their page. And so you can have a little pricing war over that little spot. So we can do that thing as well. People want to follow up on a category even after they've made a purchasing decision. As strange as that might sound, I've chosen a CRM, I still want to know what's new coming out. So to be able to sponsor content with them there. Okay, so that's the monetization of advertising. And then third is sponsored subscription services. So to understand the analytics, who's winning in this category, how many click-throughs are you getting to your specific product page. When I said people will go to the site and they will say what's most important to them, we can sell that analytic data as well. So if everyone's saying support is most important followed by price, we can sell that as well. Widgets as well. So
I actually really like that part about because those people are always going to be able to tell you that. And they know what's important to them. I mean, the company's being able to, they pay so much money to try and test for that data anyway, and try to drive so much sort of, I'll call it guesswork, it's really not, but some degree of insight out of what the analytic data is telling us. It's It's much easier to just ask.
Yeah,
right?
right, yeah, absolutely.
What's important to you?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like I really like that part.
cool.
I like the reviews.
Great.
And we can talk about, I'd be very happy to be
That
your
is
small
time.
business.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Cool.
Because I see huge value in this, and yeah.
Great. Awesome. Thanks.
Huge.
Awesome. If you
Yay.
want to follow up, the video will be on YouTube tomorrow.
Do you cut them up?
We're gonna cut them up.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Nice.
And this is